All right, people, we now have at least a lead on where we can find our moth priest. I'm sent here to Dragon Bridge from that cranky orc back there in the Arcanium at the Mages College. He's pretty cool. He takes guarding his book seriously, right? Anyway, it looks like we were followed here. Apparently we've gotten the vampire's attention, for real this time. Guess you could call this a hit squad. Alright, we got something for him now, though. Ouch. Alright, so these particular vampires are from Serana's family castle, specifically. Alright, so this is the opposing side to the Dawn Guard. Not just your normal run-of-the-mill vampires like we've been randomly getting attacked by, you know, when we walk into town. You know, the master vampires like to go kill all your merchants? Those vampires? Okay, those are just the random ones. These ones are named. These ones are coming from, I guess, Lord Harkon specifically. Anyway, whenever we get through taking care of these vampires, which are a little tougher than your run-of-the-mill vampires, too. Of course, that just means they drop better loot, right? But anyway, if we can ever manage to get rid of them, then I guess I'm going to jail. All right. And there's no option to talk them out of it from the Thieves Guild, huh?
Woman, now, come along with us. We'll take any stolen goods, and you'll be free to go. After you pay the fine, of course.
Of course. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and do it. That's fine. All right. Good deal. I'm just going to fast travel back. I don't think I had much of anything stolen on me. Nothing that can't be replaced, you know.
Word is
And if I had anything...
furious. Big party at the Thalmor embassy. And one of the guests went someplace they should.
Like how they'll mention something and you're like completely the guilty party, right? You're like totally guilty. And you're like, oh yeah, that's terrible news. They'll talk to you about the assassination of the, who was it, the emperor's, was it cousin or whoever, at the wedding. They'll talk to you about the, Grillad the Kind being murdered.
Ah, so that was a moth priest then. He rode through town not long ago with an escort of soldiers. They didn't stop, just headed south, across the Dragon Bridge.
Good deal. Looks like I asked the right person right off the bat. Yeah, but anyway, in their little comments, they'll tell you about what you've done, right? But they'll hear it as a rumor. And they're like talking to you as if, yeah, I can't believe this happened. Like, you know, at the orphanage, the kids must have been devastated, quote unquote, right?
Good?
I'm really not digging how Serana isn't putting her hood on. I'm used to her putting her hood on in the daytime. She'll put up her hood because she doesn't like the sun. I think that's awesome. And since I gave her some custom armor,
Yes.
she's not doing that either.
All right.
Plus,
Let's see what you have.
I kind of like the way her default armor looks on her. I think it's the royal vampire armor or something. It's a certain kind. If you really like the way that looks for your character, I'm stuck with the fur armor, you know, as per the I guess you could say challenge I set for myself on this playthrough. But you know, playing the vampire role, I have done it before, where I'd wear the vampire garb and, you know, go out of my way hunting for vampire gauntlets and stuff to get a complete set, and then wear a a circlet with the vampire gear, and it looked good. I mean, it was really cool, and role played that way. Anyway, there is a set of armor that's just like the one that Serana's wearing too. It's basically just around the chest and the shoulders and the cape that's a little bit different. Other than that, it's pretty much the same. I'm going to recharge my stuff. All right, so our moth priest, supposedly last seen headed in this direction. And this isn't looking good for the moth priest. Now, he was escorted by Imperials, apparently. And there we go. Okay, we see instructions to kidnap the Moth Priest and bring him to what's inevitably going to be a boss vampire, right? I mean, we already know how that goes. Kind of like, you know, there's a vampire behind all the stuff going on in what was it, Morthal? Okay, so eventually it leads to the boss vampire who's got 10 times more health and hits twice as hard as any other vampire. Basically what it boils down to, so I'm sure we can look forward to one of those. Now, I am not overly familiar with this. This is not blind, per se, because I was pretty thorough playing this, but I haven't done this since I've been playing Skyrim on PS3, which I went back and I got my platinum. I mean, I put in my hours in Skyrim, but as you'll notice, trophies will pop up here playing through Dawnguard. As we finish this DLC, I should get the trophies for it too, because I haven't really done this on PS3. But I was pretty completionist on Xbox. Matter of fact, I had, I believe, every trophy in Skyrim up until the Dragonborn DLC, and that was not too far from the time where I actually switched over from Xbox to PS3. Kind of transferred over and started building my friends list and stuff over here, and there's a little politics involved with that. You know, I won't get into all that, but used to be a pretty devoted, I guess, pretty dedicated to Xbox, and that was where my friends were, and that's where I played my games, and those were the achievements I gathered up for my own little bragging rights and all that kind of stuff. And then, well, on the Xbox One reveal at that E3, the very next Monday after that weekend of E3, I immediately went and sold everything Microsoft Xbox related that I owned. And, you know, I still prefer Windows for my PC, but, yeah, everything Xbox related, all accessories, hardware, games, you name it, console, all that stuff, all went back and, got traded in so I could buy some PS3 stuff. And haven't looked back since. But just me. Either way, a console's a console, you know. You got consoles and you have PC. Consoles don't mod, PCs do mod. Other than that, it's a game, you know. So I think we can all agree to love the game for what it is. Some of you guys like to have all the extra bells and whistles that PC provides, and the rest of us, you know, just play it. Either way, though. Personally, what I respect is whether you have 1,500 texture mods and all this and that, is playing with some skill and love for the game and lore. That's what's important to me personally, is a skill in the game, or at least attempting to have some skill, have some knowledge of the game, getting into, you know, whether it's lore or its combat system or whatever, you know, that type of stuff. That's what I really respect and appreciate. And I think you will find players both in the console and the PC communities that excel at all the above. In fact, we have quite a few of them here that stop by and say hi every once in a while and drop a comment and stuff. People who are really, really into the lore and into the whole story and into the games themselves, and from every platform, really. Playing on all kinds of different stuff. Alright, so if you remember when we went to go investigate, what was it, Wolf Skull Cave or Wolf Fang Cave or something. Anyway, it eventually led to where they were trying to resurrect Patima, okay? This kind of resembles that. Now, I think they're doing something completely different here, but whatever it is, the bottom line is they have someone trapped. We can assume our Moth Priest is trapped over there in that big glowing orb of energy. I guess in Patima's case, they were trying to raise her, and in this case, I'm not sure, they might be trying to do the opposite to this Moth Priest. Not really sure what they're trying to get out of him. Maybe something so simple as his knowledge of the Elder Scrolls, or his ability to read them or something. Or just to enslave him, enthrall him or something. Of course, I think if you make someone a thrall, you probably make them more like a zombie than anything, so maybe to keep his mind intact, but to enthrall him without making him a actual thrall or something. I don't know. One way or another, they want him for something pertaining to the Elder Scroll. That's most definitely. Or Harkon wouldn't be going to all this trouble. We'll find out more about that as we go along, too. Anyway, what I was gonna, I was making reference to before is I played this a bit on my Xbox, went through and did stuff and was pretty thorough with it, but I haven't played it since. That was, oh geez, you know, a couple years ago, I guess. Yeah, it's been a while. And so, like I said, I haven't gotten into it here, so this isn't quite blind, but it's all fresh again. It's all new. It's fun. I still have some of those wow moments, you know, with the things you see and stuff, like, you know, the vampire castle and stuff, like, oh, that's kind of badass, you know? It's not like I haven't seen it before, but I don't know. I've slept since then. I kind of forgot about it now. Going back and looking at it all over again, the really good stuff in the game. Sometimes it's cool to step back. I'll tell you what, there'll be a time where I go back and I play, like, all 3 Mass Effects. In fact, it's been so long since I played Oblivion. When I do go back and play Oblivion, it's not going to be new again, but it's going to be amazing in so many ways. Just because, well, I know how much I like the game. You know, how much I actually love that game. How attached I am to it. And so to go back after so much time and re-experience some of that stuff almost new again, yeah, that's gonna be awesome. And stuff like that, all the Mass Effects. I did that with Dragon Age Inquisition. Went back and played Origins, right? And then went back and played, you know, Dragon Age 2 and stuff. Basically did Let's Plays of those while I was still playing Inquisition and stuff, so. It's nice. It's nice to go back after having stepped away for quite a while. Because really, some of the stuff that was really funny, like the first time you heard it, is funny again. You know, it's a joke that maybe you heard before, you just hadn't heard it in a while. And you're not expecting it, you hear it, and it's like, oh wow, that's, you know, get all the laughs and all the feels again. Forget how heartbreaking it really is when a certain companion dies, or when a certain, you know, stuff like that happens. It's yeah, it's totally awesome. But the really, really good games, they just kind of never get old, really. Now, I will say, though, if after playing like this for just day after day, hour after hour, you know, month after month, at some point it does get a little monotonous. Because, like I say, there's only so many times you can experience the same thing over and over again before you get kind of numb to it, you know? Well, here's our moth priest, but he doesn't seem too friendly. He comes out like a friggin' ag raven, chunking fireballs. Okay. Son of a bitch, I got something for you. That's fine. What, if the vampires can't have you, no one can? That's what it is. He was being enthralled. I don't know exactly what they're hoping to... I guess have him available to, as a slave, to read the scrolls for them while being under their control, but still having all of his capacities. That's what I think they were trying to do. Like I say, whatever it was, they weren't up to any good. Well, this dude's a hell of a fighter.
That wasn't me. You were fighting.
All right, let me go grab the loot. We'll talk in a second. I've got things to do though right now.
Thank you for breaking that foul vampire's hold. I owe you a debt for the timely rescue. I'm quite all right, thanks to you. Dexian Evicus is my name. I'm a moth priest of the White Gold Tower. These vampires claimed they had some purpose in store for me, but they wouldn't say what. Probably hoping to ransom me, the fools. You do? All right then, enough mysteries. Well, you saved me from those vampires. I suppose the least that I can do is hear you out. Very well. I'll hurry on my way there before more of those vampires turn up.
If you remember from Oblivion, any of you who played that, what was it, the Temple of the Ancestor Moths? which I would try to hit that not real early in the game because it's for a specific reason. But about mid-game, I want to say starting around level 16 to, 18 is when the gear started to, I guess you could say, cap or max out. They had this, well, you could fight any of them in there, and they were all hell of a fighters. For some blind dudes, they would get on your ass, especially if they had one of their katanas with them. Very similar to the Blades katanas, anyway. Ironically, I wonder if there's something to that. But anyway, if you went in there, you could sneak past the first few, but there was this one moth priest that you just weren't going to get past, and sometimes he would have on this, he would have on an amulet of axes, or a ring of blades, or a something of hammers, I think. And anyway, it would give you a certain bonus to, like blunt blade, or something like that. But the key thing to it was it would reflect 33% of the damage towards you. So basically, it was a 33% chance for anyone hitting you to hurt themselves. And if you were wearing like the amulet and the ring, and you had on some kind of reflective ability, say from like a sigil stone on your armor too, you could reflect almost all damage. You could watch things kill themselves as they attacked you. It's really kind of funny, actually. And it was legit, though it was obviously cheap, right? But anyway, yeah, that ancestor moth priest would fight.
You could find a moth priest so quickly. For the reading? Yeah. Just let the old man know when you're ready. Ah, hello there. Ah, my rescuer. It's good to see you again. It's not exactly the hospitality I'm used to, but your man Isran has seen to my needs well enough. And might I add, this is a remarkable fortress. I have colleagues back home that would love to study this place in detail. Oh, most certainly. Let's find out what secrets the scroll can tell. Now, if everyone will please be quiet, I must concentrate. I see a vision before me, an image of a great bow. I know this weapon. It is Oriel's bow. Now a voice whispers, saying, among the night's children, a dread lord will rise. In an age of strife, when dragons return to the realm of men, darkness will mingle with light, and the night and the day will be as one. The voice fades and the words begin to shimmer and distort. But wait, there is more here. The secret of the bow's power is written elsewhere. I think there is more to the prophecy, recorded in other scrolls. Yes, I see them now. One contains the ancient secrets of the dragons, and the other speaks of the potency of ancient blood. My vision darkens, and I see no more. To know the complete prophecy, we must have the other two scrolls. I must rest now. The reading has made me weary. Come on, old man. You should get some rest.
Isran's actually a decent dude, really.
That moth priest, Deciphering. He said we needed 2 other Elder Scrolls. I think I know where we can start looking. Half the people in your little crew would just as soon kill me as talk to me. That doesn't exactly make me want to open up. I got a warmer welcome from my father, and that's saying something. Ever since he decided to make that prophecy his calling, we kind of drifted apart. I don't even think he sees me as his daughter anymore. I'm just a means to an end. We need to find my mother, Valerica. She'll definitely know where it is. And if we're lucky, she actually has it herself. The last time I saw her, she said that she'd go somewhere safe. Somewhere that my father would never search. Other than that, she wouldn't tell me anything. But the way she said it, someplace he would never search. It was cryptic, yet she called attention to it. Maybe. What I can't figure out is why she said it that way. Besides, I can't imagine a single place my father would avoid looking. And he's had all this time, too. Any ideas? Wait, that almost makes sense. There's a courtyard in the castle. I used to help her tend a garden there. All of the ingredients for our potions came from there. She used to say that my father couldn't stand the place. Too peaceful. Oh, absolutely. But my mother's not a coward. That is, I don't think we'll actually trip over her there, but it's worth a look. True. But I know a way we can get to the courtyard without arousing suspicion. There's an unused inlet on the northern side of the island that was used by the previous owners to bring supplies into the castle. An old escape tunnel from the castle exits there. I think that's our way in. It's around the side of the castle. Let's move.
All right. Now, I bring something up. Something I was kind of curious about is, okay, you have the Elder Scrolls for certain prophecies. Like, you have an Elder Scroll concerning the dragons. Well, okay, they bring about the end of the world or something. I mean, I get it. Okay? But you have this Elder Scroll concerning the children of the night. Okay, so vampires play a role into that. All right? Now, if all of them pertain to possible futures and possible pasts, whatever, the endless circle of things. I mean, even the Elder Scrolls Online, the symbol is a,
What did you need?
you know, the constant snake or combination of the packs eating their own tail. In other words, just, you know,
Yes? What did you need?
rebirth, regeneration, recycling the basically the same thing over eras and ages after ages, you know, each one kind of following a pattern of possible starts and possible outcomes, but all kind of ending, leading into the next type of thing. However they end, doesn't matter. They start in the next.
Yes.
So it's
What did you need?
with each end is a new beginning. You see where I'm getting, right? And all that. Anyway, these Elder Scrolls pertain to that.
Yes?
Well, there's
What
not
did you need?
70. Wow, Serana, it's talk about being stuck in a speech loop.
What did you need?
If there were an Elder Scroll for every possible prophecy that might have to do with everything, there would be hundreds of billions of them. I don't see them laying around
What do you
everywhere.
mean?
You're not tripping over Elder Scrolls.
Before my father became obsessed with a prophecy, my mother and I spent quite a bit of time together. She was very fond of her alchemical garden in the castle courtyard. She taught me quite a bit about cultivating quality regions. Like the best of friends, I would never hesitate to share anything with her. It was very sudden. It was almost like one day we were a normal family, and then the next, I didn't know who they were. I'd try to visit my mother in the garden, and she'd quickly shoo me away, saying she was much too busy. She had to be up to something in that garden. I'm hoping it's a clue that will tell us where she went. There's not a whole lot to tell. You've already seen my father's obsession. My mother's not a whole lot better, but you'll see that soon enough. My father... No, not really. I did spend a lot of time with my mother, but she saw me more like a protege than a daughter. What about you? What were your parents like?
Let's just say I didn't have any.
I know how that feels. I mean, I know it isn't the same thing, but I was a pretty lonely child myself. Not as much. Let's just keep going.
Thought I'd get to know her a little bit better. Become friends. Yeah, I guess that's
If you
it.
think it'll help.
More speech will open up later. Maybe I give this to her and we fast travel or something. I don't know, I can't even get her to keep her boots on. You know, I'm thinking maybe if we fast travel, then she'll start putting on her hood. It's possible her hood only comes with that particular armor she's wearing.
I can't wait to see the courtyard again.
I really don't think I like that as much on her. I think I like that one better on like my character when I'm wearing the vampire armor.
What did you
but
need?
I don't know.
Anything good?
So anyway,
Can't wait to see the courtyard again.
what if we got a full list of all the Elder Scrolls? And even by name, you'd kind of have an idea of who all the major players or what things were considered detrimental to prophecy in the Elder Scrolls. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have one on dragons, and if you have one on the Night Children or whatever, and so on and so forth, one on Ariel's bow, whatever that scroll was specifically about or stuff. But anyway, all these particular things, all these things are tied together. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, like, why would there be a scroll specifically on the vampires unless they were major players in the coming about of prophecy? The beginning of times and the end of times. And in other words, they're instrumental in all these things happening. All right. Anyway, we will get on to explore the castle a little bit and go try to find Serana's mom. If you want to subscribe, click that button up top. If you want to catch the rest of this Let's Play, click that image there in the middle. It should take you straight to the playlist. I appreciate you watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.